200. We'll do 200 right now. 200. People in the chat seem to be
right
interested
now.
about. Yeah, I think that
All right,
they
let's talk
haven't
about it.
listened to a thing we've said in the chat, which is great. I mean, let's
But
be
now that we
honest.
say 200, they're all in.
Now we say, well, they've just been talking about the 200 in the chat the entire time. I've clicked a couple times and just seen some names pop up, and it's mostly been people in the 200. So
we should start the beginning. Let's start the beginning. Yesterday.
Okay, well,
evening.
Okay, you're gonna walk us through this then?
Yeah. So I think the first shock. This has been a lot of shocks. The first shock was Shericka Jackson. Shericka Jackson, I think, was on pace to be a medalist, 4th place at worst, and she gets knocked out in the first round. And it was purely because she just got too confident and was trying to run as slow as possible. You could see that all the Jamaicans were trying to run that first round as slow as humanly possible. And Shericka Jackson just ended up getting beat by 0.005 seconds, had the same time, 23:26, with the Italian athlete. And she doesn't get in because the heat that she was in was slow. And one thing, it just makes me think, how do these sprinters know that it's okay to shut it off? You're going so fast. I just feel like it's easy to tell to shut it off in like a 5K or 1500 because you can look around, everyone's, top 6. But when you're in your own lane, you don't know who's coming flying by and the other side of the track. And that's what happened to Shericka. She thought she was fine, and on the opposite side of the track, the Italian athlete nipped her. I just thought there was one, you feel bad for her, but it's also like, why are you taking it that easy? Come on, just put a little bit more effort in it. Don't. And this was reason. This is the reason why I got to put a little bit more effort in that first round.
To me, it almost looked like she was just cruising to cruise. Because she had to have known. It wasn't like she was ahead and then a bunch of people passed her in the last couple strides. Like, she knew what position she was in, and it was very clear she was just completely jogging there. So I don't know if anybody asked her about it afterwards, but I don't know. I get what you're saying, and I know people have commented this on shutting it down early, but it just looked like she was going through the whole thing like a practice rep, basically, which makes me wonder if she wanted to even advance. That's all I'm saying.
No, I think she did. Because the other Jamaicans were doing practice runs. Like Thompson-Herah,
I know.
who
Right,
today
she
runs
qualified.
21.6. But yesterday, she was not looking like a 21. She looked like Shericka Jackson out there, but just happened to be in a better position because she wasn't running 23.2.
Because she ran faster. She ran faster because she was trying harder. I mean, that was pretty clear, right?
But she was putting an effort that looked similar to what Shericka was doing, in my opinion.
She was, I think, until the last 50 or so, and then she got herself in good position. I mean, she could turn around and she could see people. She was aware. Fraser-Pryce obviously ran solid. Yeah, that was a big surprise. So she's out, but everybody else advanced.
Yeah. So we now have lost. We've lost Blessing Okabare to HGH. We've lost Dina Asher-Smith to injury, and now we lost Shericka Jackson to dumbfoundedness of the first round. Now, time for the semis, which happened this morning. Look, I'm like, oh, no, wait, no, one more thing happened yesterday, which kind of connects to what happened today. Dude, Christine Mboma. I said her name wrong. Christine Mboma? Mboma? How do I say her last name?
Yeah, I think it's Mboma.
Mboma. Dude, this is exciting. She is running in the face of World Athletics and their stupid-ass DSD rule where it's like, yeah, this is a problem, but only here where Castlevania is really good. It's not a problem anywhere else because we actually don't know the actual reality of the problem, so we're just going to pretend that the science told us 400 to 1,500. And now they're like, all right, so these Namibia athletes couldn't compete in the 400 after running 48. Namibia. I'm not even going to say words in it. NAM country. I'm not even going to say. I'm
Namibia.
Really bad
you can do it. You can do it. Namibia.
Namibia.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay. That country
Go ahead.
had really good 400-meter runners running 48 seconds, 49 seconds. Gets screwed over and puts us in a 200. And we should have seen this coming because we had a viral 200-meter clip a few weeks back. Travis should pull it up on YouTube, where we probably saw the greatest 200-meter kick of all time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How many views does that have on YouTube? It's 1.1 million views. Let's watch this together. Let's watch back this greatest 200-meter kick. And this was showing what we're now seeing on the Olympic stage. So look in lane. She's the 5th lane or 6th lane. Lane 5. She's in like dead last. You'll see her. Wait for it. And go. Here she comes. Oh, she's coming. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. And
almost stumbled
she
there.
wins. Almost stumbled. Runs. Oh, so the time here, 22.6, not that impressive. But now she's doing that against people like Gabrielle Thomas twice and now running 21 seconds, not 22.6. And this has been the most incredible revelation happening in this 200 is the emergence of Christine. I'm not even going to say her last name, just of Christine. I'm calling her Cher. She's one name Titan. Christine.
Christine Mboma. Yeah. Also, if you want to go back a bit, someone in the chat said Shericka Jackson posted about the race on Instagram, and she said, sometimes painful things can teach us lesson that we didn't think we needed to know. So perhaps you're right. Yes. And it was just a mistake on her part. It's just hard to believe at this level, as fast as she is, that's how that prelim would go. I know, see, the first round, they had 200 in the morning and then 200 at night, which in the U.S. trials, they don't do. It's all separate. So I think people were being extra cautious with their energy. But if you go back and watch this race, and we're not going to obviously play it here, but there's like shutting it down, and then there's like never like, then there's what she did. It was so far beyond anything. So that's why that's why it surprised me. Back to present time now, or this morning. Okay, so then we have today's heats, and we got a couple highlights here. So Thompson-Herah, speaking of, she shut it down. Now she shut it down, but she ran 180-ish, 175-ish, and she equaled that crazy time from the Beijing World Championships. She equaled the time that put her 6th all time, 21:66. So you're looking at that, you're looking at what she did in the 100, you're thinking she's going to put something out there that's an all-time mark in the final. I know we say the world record's out of reach because that's just what we've been conditioned to think, but so I mean, 21:34 is crazy, but could she go 21:4? Could she go 21:5? I'm not sure after seeing a 21:66 stopping that early that 21:5 should not be the expectation. Before we go any further, what did you think of Thompson?
Well, first of all, it's a lesson to me that if I'm going to bet on the 200, I need to bet on it earlier because she was like plus 300 to win, and now she's like minus 500 because of obviously what she did in the 100 and now running 21:66 slow like chilling. She's a heavy favorite. I don't see anyone. It's now her versus the clock. It's not her versus the field. If she gets beat, that would be the most incredible upset I think we've seen. She's running Bolt-esque right now. 21:66 in the prelim. That's Bolt-esque. So that's what I took away from that, and I think it's going to be a fight for 2nd and 3rd, and it's going to be interesting because you're going to have the Mboma versus the other versus Shelly-Ann versus even Thompson-Herah versus the Americans. We thought it was going to be Jamaica versus USA. American, American. We lose Jenna Prandini and Anivia Battle in this semi, but it's just going to be it's weird. We have a different dynamic. You have the incredible week that Thompson is having, right? You have Mboma, who is having an incredible 2 days of like, watch out for me and F you, World Athletics. You don't let me run? Okay, I'll take medal in this event. And then a year from now, you're going to say it's illegal for me to be in a 200. And then I'll win the 100. And then I'll be doing the 60 meters. And then I'll do the 55. And then I'll just be doing, a shot put. And then you'll let me in. And then, so you have her. Then you have Shelly-Ann, who's on the revenge tour because, she didn't like losing to Thompson-Herah. She's going to want to get another medal. She's in great shape. And then you have Gabrielle Thomas, who She's run 21 multiple times, but she hasn't been looking good in these 2 prelim rounds. Good as perspective. She still has the third fastest time in this semi, but getting beat by Mboma twice kind of makes it look a little worse. And I don't know. It's a flip of a coin. Who do you take? Who? We know Thompson's going to medal, if not win. She's probably going to win.
Yeah.
But who's your 3? Don't worry about order. Who's your 3?
I think Miller Weibo's going to medal. I think Miller Weibo's going to medal. Yeah, I think she's going to medal as well too. And then I think it's going to be between Fraser-Pryce and Mboma and Thomas for that third medal. I know I just ducked your question entirely. Mboma's interesting,
fine, but I asked for 3. I asked for 3, and you gave me 5. So give me 3.
I'll say Fraser-Pryce. I'll say Fraser-Pryce.
Fraser-Pryce. Okay.
So, but I'm not confident at all in this. One thing I want to mention, I mean, this field held up. Yeah, Jackson and Asher Smith aren't there, but we have Miller Weibo now in it. We have the 2 from Namibia, Masalingi and Mboma in there, which is, adding obviously depth to this event. And you have the other 2 Jamaicans and then Thomas. It held strong. It's going to be a really good 200. The other thing I'm thinking about, like she closes really hard, but also part of that is the start is way behind everybody else. I mean, eventually that's gonna cost her. And when you look at these times, who can go up another level here? Who's able to run better than their semi? We know Thompson-Herah. Well, we assume Thompson-Herah can because she shut it down so early. Thomas has done it before. Obviously, Miller Weibo and Fraser-Pryce have run faster than that before. We don't know just because Mboma hasn't been around as long. Toulouse, obviously, super consistent. She just ran a season's best. So, man, it's gonna be great. But I think this is gonna look a lot like the 100. And if the order was reversed and we hadn't seen what Thompson-Herah did in the final in the 100, we'd be like, all right, anybody can win it. Anybody can win it. But it feels like we've seen this script before. It's going to be a historically fast race. I think Thompson-Herah is going to win by a comfortable margin. And then it's going to be really close for, 2 through 6 are going to be really tight. And it's going to be one of those situations where you say, man, in any other year, these other women could have won gold too.
Yeah, this is probably the one event I'm least looking forward to betting on because you just don't know, right? And betting on Thompson-Herah to win is just not worth the money because she's going to win and you won't get good odds on that. But Shelly-Ann, I feel like is going to medal. I agree with you there. I don't know. Miller Weibo didn't look too good in her heat. She lost to Toulouse in her heat. I don't know. I feel like
you also have a good contrast in styles here too because Fraser-Pryce and Thompson-Herah are really quick coming out of the blocks. Miller Weibo, obviously a good closer, and then Mboma takes the closing thing to a whole new level because of the deficit that she digs herself into. Yeah, you'd like to see more from Miller Weibo, but at the same time, if we're drawing the parallel to the 100, maybe she's one of those people who just got through on that semi, right? And then they got to she didn't run her final today, Miller Weibo. I don't think anybody will say that she ran her final today. I mean, Jacobs of Italy didn't win his semi. Granted, it was the same day, a little bit different situation, but I could see her going up a different level. The final when is the final for this one? How many is tomorrow, correct? Or do they do 2 days up?
The
schedule is so weird. Okay.
Tomorrow our time. I'm not sure if it's morning or evening, but it's tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow evening. No, it's tomorrow morning. It's tomorrow morning.
So this time tomorrow we'll be recapping that 200. And you wonder about those 100-meter women, just the accumulation of races at this point. Does that impact her? So
no.
We don't know. It is weird. You have a 10-day meet and then you make the 100 and 200 people compete in